You're just chilling under there? Hmm? He's my sweet baby. He's my sweet baby. Look at those toe beans. Look at those sweet little toe beans. You're so sweet. Roary, it's my chair. Can I? I need to clip your nails. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my garbage room, my Oscar the Grouch hole, and I love it. Welcome to my new subscribers. I have a couple new subscribers out there, and I think I'm up to like 6 or 7 subscribers, which honestly blows my mind. I started this channel as just, I have nobody to talk to about books, and the idea that even half a dozen people want to watch me talk about books is incredible, and thank you to everybody. So hi, welcome, and I am reading a new book and I'm so excited about it actually. So I got over, hopefully permanently over, my reading slump by going to the bookstore. You saw my last vlog and my book haul. I started a new audiobook though that I found on Libby. I was searching for a couple of books that I had heard about from different booktubers that I really wanted to to listen to, but I guess my library didn't have any copies of them. But I came across Circe by Madeline Miller. And I'm sure, I know it was huge on BookTube. I'm always late to the party. But if you don't know what it's about, it is a retelling, a fleshed out story of the Greek goddess Circe and her life story in far more detail than really any Greek myths play out. And she is a descendant of the Titans. And so it is about the Titans versus the Olympians and how she was born of Helios and a nymph that I can never pronounce the name of because they say it so fast and I never quite catch it properly. And so she just ends up as a nymph, even though she's an immortal. She's not powerful. She is, she's plain by godly standards, and so she's kind of an outcast, and then she ends up truly becoming an outcast. She's exiled to an island by herself where she becomes known as a witch that is even feared by the gods. So it's a really interesting turn of events. She's featured in the Odyssey. Odysseus lands at her island. If you're familiar with the myths, you'll know a little bit about her. So this retelling is so far just fantastic. I'm about a third of the way through, and the writing is beautiful. And because she is the granddaughter of Oceanus, and she's a descendant of a water nymph, she uses so much water language and ocean and river language in this book. And I am a water baby. Oh my God, look at what am I doing to my chest? Anyway, I'm a water baby. I was in the pool before I could walk, basically. My dad was a swim coach and a water polo coach. He's a sailor. When I was young, we had a little catamaran, and we would go in the lake, and we would go in sailing races, and I love the water. And so the language of water in this book really speaks to me. The way it describes the sound of it, the smell of it, the feel of it, the look of it, and how water is used to describe other elements in life and in thought and in emotion. And I'm loving it. And the language is just beautiful. The prose is really, really beautiful without being way too much. And I'm just really, really loving it. So I wanted to do just a quick video update. I'm still reading The Three Musketeers. Obviously, that's going to take forever. And then I'm looking for another short book. I did also start a ebook. Brain stopped. I started an ebook in Libby, which is the Lighthouse Keepers, and it's based on a true story. It's inspired by a true story. It's not based on a true story. So the difference being, a mysterious event happened at a lighthouse where 3 light keepers just disappeared with no trace all at the same time. And then that singular event inspired this fictionalized version of what may have happened to them. So I am a few chapters in on that. And so far it's interesting. Again, it's one of those, and I didn't realize it at the time, but the language of the water and the ocean and how dangerous it can be, and what a companion it can be to sailors and to lighthouse keepers and people of water, basically, I already loved in just the first chapter alone. So I didn't do it intentionally, but I ended up with 2 really water themed books, and I'm very, very happy about that. So as soon as I've gotten more reading done and I've got more info on that, I will make an update and let you guys know how it's going. Just gonna go downstairs and get some lunch. That is an adapter cable that is supposed to be in my room on one of my shelves. How did it get here, I wonder? It's kind of faint, but That sure looks like teeth marks. Roary, was this you? Is that a yes? What did you do? Why did you do this? This is not a toy. Okay? Thank you. So I am now working late, eating my flaming hot Funyuns, which are delicious, and no one will tell me otherwise. It is 4:40, meaning I should be done with work in about 20 minutes. But I will be working late tonight. I have a massive, massive, massive project that is technically due tomorrow, but there's no way. There's absolutely no way. And my boss knows that that was the hopeful due date, not the realistic due date. So I have my coffee, I have my flaming hot Funyuns, and this is basically the first time in about a week that I've actually, since being given the assignment, that I've had to actually work on it, which is amazing. So I will be at this for quite a long time. I'm trying to do it late tonight and maybe tomorrow night, and it is Thursday, if I didn't mention that, because I don't want to do it on the weekend, but I have a feeling I'm going to end up doing it on the weekend anyway. But I do have a reading update. I am about 10 minutes left in Circe, and I am going to take 10 minutes now, listen to the end of the book, savor it, hopefully not cry, because I don't know if it's going to be a sad end or not to the book. And then I will give a reading update on that. I have to film my, I almost said September wrap up. I have to get that video filmed, edited, and up. But I just want to read. I just want to do nothing but read. I can't even read though. I have to work. So after Circe, I'm going to try to find another audiobook so I can listen to another amazing story. If you guys have any recommendations for anything that is like Circe, please let me know, because I want to read all of the books like Circe. It was so good. Okay, so that's my update for now, and I will give you guys a follow-up after the book is finished, and we'll see if I'm just a wreck. So, see you in a minute.
1 hour later.
Okay. So it's more than 10 minutes past when I made my last update saying, oh, I had 10 minutes left. You know, stuff happens. You can probably hear the dog barking outside. There was a cat calling, sounding like it was trapped in a tree or in a garage. So I went to investigate, couldn't find it, couldn't hear it anymore, but I'm going to be keeping my ears out in case there's a little kitty somewhere who needs help. Finally got to the end of the book. It ended exactly how I figured it would end, and I want more. I want more. I want more of the ending, but I also want more of the story. What an incredible story. What an incredible journey it took me on. I have always loved Greek mythology, messed up though it may be. And if you're interested in specifically messed up things, that sounds weird. Fairy tales, lullabies, you know, children's rhymes, mythology, folklore, the messed up origins of things, Disney things that we take for, you know, happily ever after stories, very rarely were nice originally. As many people know, a lot of them had very, very dark origins. And the versions that we are fed as children today are very sanitized versions of what they used to be. And there's a really awesome channel called the Messed Up Origins channel. And it's John Solo is the guy's name. I will link him below. I have been absolutely binging his content. Really, really quality stuff. I love it's like the messed up origins of Cinderella, and then it goes into the actual original tale of Cinderella, and even the folklore that inspired the original tale of Cinderella, those kinds of things. Greek mythology, Polynesian mythology, Norse mythology, American and British folklore, just awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. So I had binged his Greek content, and I really, really want him to do a messed up origins of Circe, because he's done a lot of Greek characters, but I don't think he's ever done one of Circe. And after reading this, I'm like, he needs to do one. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. The way that it was written, the prose in it is just absolutely stunning, and literally took my breath away. I would be sitting and working and listening to this audiobook, and I would just kind of stop and just like hold my breath for a second and breathe in and just go, oh, what a line, what a description. So I'm very excited. What would I rate this? Close to 5 stars, honestly. Like maybe 4.5. I think there was just a couple of times where it just felt the tiniest bit heavy-handed in the prose, but I mean, it was so good. It was so good. Easily 4.5, possibly 5 star. I'm gonna have to think about it for a little while to figure out what I actually want my official rating to be, but just read it. If you've ever been interested in Greek mythology, just read it. It's awesome. Okay, that's my update. I have to get back to work. It is 5:45. And I regret that bag of Flaming Hot Funyuns, because I knew before I ate it, my stomach was like, don't you dare, don't even. But then I did it, and now my stomach's like, okay, I warned you, now you're gonna hurt. So we will try to just get through all of this, get through my work, get through my stomach ache. I have, you know, Diet Squirt, because that always solves stomach aches. Okay, I will pick a new book and check in with you later. Good morning. It is Friday morning at 10 a.m. and you can tell I had to do something with my hair. It had too much product. It was driving me crazy. So we'll see if I scrubbed enough of it out. I have just a quick reading update for you. I am working on the Lighthouse Keepers. Crap, is that the name of the book? The Lamplighters. That's what I was gonna say, and then I'm like, no, I don't think that's right. Stop doubting yourself, Cameron. The Lamplighters. I am about 8 or 9 chapters in, and so far it's interesting. Like I said earlier, the story is based on a real event that happened. There is a lighthouse just kind of out in the ocean. It's not one of the ones that's on a shoreline. It's actually a tower standing in the water by itself. So it's incredibly dangerous. It's incredibly isolated. And there are 3 lighthouse keepers at any given time. So what they do is there's the head honcho, the supernumerary. I think that's actually how you say it, supernumerary. His name is Arthur. So he's the most experienced. I think it said he's been out there like 20 years. And then there is his assistant lighthouse keeper. His name is Bill. He's been there about 2 years. And then the third guy is, I want to say like an apprentice. It had a different title, but his name is Vincent. And this is in 1972. And then the book kind of flashes forward about 20 years to 1992. And there is an author who has been fascinated with this event for his whole career, his whole life. And so he takes it upon himself to start investigating to see if he can figure out what happened. So the only clues that anybody has to go on is that they were waiting for a relief lighthouse keeper. So they'll rotate out to get relief every, I think it says 8 weeks. So there was somebody scheduled to come out. So the boat came out to the lighthouse with the relief keeper, but they couldn't get in. The huge metal door to the lighthouse was barred from the inside, and they could not get in. They couldn't raise anybody in the lighthouse. So they went back. The lighthouse company sent out basically a search and rescue party to figure out what the heck happened. Where is everybody? So they end up having to break down this massive door. So the clues are there is a massive door locked from the inside, and it has one of those really heavy bars that will come down and actually bar the entrance. So it's not something that could easily be locked from the outside. You would have to actually like plan to do it, is the theory. There were 3 people, but there were only plates and cups for a meal set out for 2. And there are 2 different clocks in the lighthouse, and both of them were stopped at the exact same time at 8:45. There are no bodies, no signs of a struggle. None of their equipment is missing, even their oilskins, which they would wear if they were to go outside to keep as dry as possible against the crashing waves. Those are all still there. Nothing has been disturbed. Nothing is missing. The boat that the lighthouse keepers actually have, the little dinghy that they have tied up to the lighthouse port, is still there. So, did they drown? Okay, very possible, but how did they get out of the lighthouse? How did they lock it behind them? Why did they set a table for 2 people, but not 3? Why did they set... So that's the mystery, is no clues have ever been found beyond that. And the book is interesting because it's kind of a mixed format. So you will have, at the beginning of sections, you'll have a little news blurb from the date and time about something about the lighthouse, the original event happening, or the author who's going to write a story about it, or, you know, the 10-year anniversary of the disappearances. So you have those little sections. Then you have the point of view sections, which the first point of view that you really come to is Helen, which is Arthur's wife, so the head lightkeeper's wife. Now this is 20 years later, and she is agreeing to speak to this author who's going to be digging into this mystery. So you have her point of view. Then it flips to Jenny, who is Bill's wife. So Bill was the assistant lighthouse keeper. And she agrees to talk to this person, even though she really doesn't want to. So you're starting to get the different personalities, and you can tell that there's some really hurt feelings, real heavy tension between these 2 people who, you know, under the circumstances might have instead have become very close and bonded over the mutual loss of a spouse. And then it flips to the past, to Arthur's point of view. And you read a few chapters from Arthur's point of view, and you know, there are things that he kind of vaguely mentions, but he's not really describing, and you're not exactly sure what he's referring to. And then it flips to Bill's point of view. And so I think the whole thing is going to be that way. And I think what it's going to do is it's going to flip between present day and past, and the surviving spouses, and then the lighthouse keepers themselves. And I think the things will slowly be revealed to form a larger picture. And I'm really interested, I'm fascinated. And like I said earlier, the language of the ocean is something that's very, very appealing to me when it's well done. And Circe had really beautiful water imagery in it, and prose about the water, and a being that is literally born of the sea, and her connection to water of all kinds because of that. And then you have in this one foreign bodies to the ocean. You know, man is not born of the sea. And so you have very different imagery of the water. It is not a nurturing homecoming. It is not a gentle, peaceful thing. It is dangerous. It is wild. It is unpredictable. It is dark. But it is also a companion in a way. And so you have very, very different imagery and language between the two, even though they're talking about the same thing. And I'm so glad that I'm reading them back to back like this, because I'm loving seeing the two different sides of the imagery from two different perspectives. And, you know, growing up as a water baby myself, to feel a little bit of both. I feel very, very at home in the water, but I also have a deep respect for the ocean, because you don't mess with her. You just do not. So I'm enjoying it. I'm not enjoying it as much as I enjoyed Circe, but how could you? How could you? So yeah, so that's my reading update, and I'm excited to be getting into it. I've not found a new audiobook yet. I did grab Kazuo Ishiguro's The Remains of the Day. I've heard fantastic things about him and all of his works. I have read The Buried Giant by him, and I absolutely adored it. I don't know if I just picked the wrong one or if I was in the wrong mindset, because I started it while I was working on my my work project last night, so my brain was completely devoted to that, and I'm hearing an old British guy in my head narrating the story that apparently is about a British butler and his life serving his British master. I mean, I've read good. I actually looked it up. I'm like, is this going to be the most boring? Is this Howard's End? Because I can't. I looked it up. 5 stars from so many people, 4 stars from so many people, and I'm like, okay. I think it's a slow and subtle book, and so I need to be in the right place to want to read that, want to give it some headspace and enjoy it, and I don't think I'm there right now. So I'm not going to DNF it, but I'm going to simply shelve it. I don't even know if I got through the first like 2 chapters. Honestly, I don't even know if I got through the prologue, because he said prologue, but then he just kept talking and I got distracted, and I don't know if we ever got out of it. So I'm going to try to find a different audiobook. I need something entertaining, truly entertaining, I think, to just be able to listen to and not think too much about. So I'm on the hunt. But if you guys have any recommendations for good audiobooks, like I said, if it's a classic piece of literature, I typically would want to read it myself. But like Circe was amazing as an audiobook. Neil Gaiman's The Ocean at the End of the Lane was amazing as an audiobook. Even Ishiguro's The Buried Giant was amazing as an audiobook, but that's because it was an Arthurian legend. It was a fairy tale kind of. So I think that's what I'm leaning towards when I'm coming for my audiobooks. So if you guys have suggestions on really, really good ones, let me know, because I need like a running list so I can just keep going down to the next one, going down to the next one. So I need to get back to work and do something with this little wet mop on my head. So I will check in with you guys later.
Who did this to you?
want to break free. I want to break free. You did it! Who did that to you? Just the fluffers. Just the fluffers. I can't stay out. guys. I just got finished filming my September wrap-up, which is going to be incredibly short because I only got 3 books done for the whole month, which I think you probably would have known if you've been following my vlogs. So I will not have that much editing to do on it. It's only like 20 minutes long, I think, in the raw before I even edit it. So I am now... Oh, hello, my sweet baby. He keeps wanting to visit me. And if I change the camera, he's not gonna. So let me see if I can do that. Come here. I am actually going to be logging into work. It is Saturday. Okay, there we go. There's a paw. And like I had been talking about all in the last couple of updates, I have a huge project I have to work on. I have one person out 2 days next week, Monday and Tuesday, and then we're down 3 bodies in the department. So we're only a department of 2, 3, 4, 5. We're 5 people. We're supposed to be 8. And we're supposed to be like 15 maybe. But the company thinks that 8 is sufficient, which is ridiculous. But we're at 8 and we're supposed to have 3 people. Then I have one of my guys out Monday and Tuesday. And then my other guy is out all week. And my third guy, so it's a little ear. Oh, hi. My third guy may have COVID. His daughter just tested positive and he started not feeling well, but he's not sure if it's because his daughter tested positive and so he's got that, you know, psychosomatic, it's in his brain. But I am fully expecting him to fall sick, and I told him I don't care how understaffed we are, take care of yourself and get your rest, because no job, no company is worth wrecking your health for. Especially not this one. So I've trying to get my sweet boy. Let me see if I can show you. Come here. Hey, buddy. Yeah. 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 I love you. I love you. That's my sweet boy. Yes, he is the one who ran away last week. And hopefully he'll never do it again. So next week I think is going to be absolutely insane. I will have absolutely no time to do the project that I really need to do. So I'm going to try to work this weekend and I'm not going to get it done. There's no way. But I can get more done. And the problem is it's to document processes that my team will no longer be handling. It needs to be handled by somebody else because it never should have been with my team. Every time I go to write a document on how to do something, I realize, oh no, I have to write a whole separate document on the one step I just said, oh, okay, and then do this. And I'm like, oh, that's an entirely separate procedure. I think that's happened 3 times now. So, and that's outside of all of the documentation that already exists for the rest of it. It's a lot. I have a lot to do. So I have this a gorgeous fall day out. It was really, really cold this morning, but it is now like the perfect fall temperature. A sweater, maybe a very light scarf, and it's sunny with big, beautiful white clouds. Breezy. I've got a silver maple outside my window that was supposed to be red maple, but they mismarked it. So I have a giant silver maple outside my window after all those years. But hearing the leaves and the breeze is incredibly calming. And I found a YouTube of Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD 100% full game. It is 26 hours and 20 minutes long, and it's just somebody playing Twilight Princess. And I'm like, yes, please, this is all I've ever wanted in life, is to just, if I can't play the video game, I want to watch the video game being played. So I've got everything I could need to really hunker down and get some work done, provided my baby leaves me alone long enough to actually focus. And that is, okay, so that's it for this update, and you will see my wrap up actually before you see this. But you know, we're in the same clothes, so you'll know. Honey, I love you too, but I can't right now. I cannot play. And you've already eaten, which I know is really what you want. So I'm going to get into it, and I will give you guys another update. I usually finish filming. Saturday's usually my last day of filming my vlogs, but because I'm going to be working maybe even tomorrow, I might have one more update. So you will see, I just did my book haul video that is now posted. I am working on this vlog. I just finished my September wrap-up video, which will be up in a couple of days. And then I have another video planned. I really, really, really want to get that up quickly because it is a planning for October video. And so I want to be able to get that in sort of at the beginning of October if I can, instead of being completely late with everything in my life like I am, because that's who I am as a person. But we'll see. We will see, and I will try not to put too much pressure on myself. But yeah, keep an eye out for all of those videos. And the October planning one is probably not what you think. So I'm putting my own twist on it. And I hope you guys will keep an eye out for that and enjoy it. And for now, I gotta get working. You know that scene in Meet the Parents when he's at the end and he's trying to get a flight out and there's the flight attendant? Can I help you? I love my mechanical keyboard because of that. Okay, I will see you guys in a little bit.